G'day guys, how's it bloody going? And welcome to m8t5 Reviews Bad Grandpa. Bad Grandpa is a comedy film from the Jackass crew starring Johnny Knoxville. This is supposed to be a continuation of the previous Jackass films, but only centers on one character, which is of course Bad Grandpa, which is of course Johnny Knoxville. You see, if you ever watch Jackass, you'll know that in some of his skits he dresses up with full prosthetic mask and everything, dressed up as a grandpa. And what he did in those films, he was, cause havoc and, see people's reactions. So pretty much the entire film is based on that character and just fucking with people's minds, real life people. Now what this film has that the previous films didn't have was a story. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for you in this review, but pretty much the story is Bad Grandpa has to escort his grandson Billy across the country to his father after some circumstances. So Bad Grandpa is stuck with this kid, and pretty much the whole point of the plot is to sort of string together the pranks and the things that happen in the film. So it's pretty much Johnny Knoxville fucking with a lot of random real-life people, and it can just lead to some hilarious outcomes. So yeah, since I don't want to spoil anything for you, I'm going to just go right ahead with my pros and cons. Starting with the pros. Johnny Knoxville is great as Bad Grandpa. He just seems to know the right things to say and the right way to act, and he just gets the most out of his people. And I just think he's a very convincing grandpa. I mean, most of these people in the film just found him convincing, and they weren't, sus at all, really. And surprisingly, even his grandson was also quite convincing. Sometimes he even gets his own gags by himself, and he seems to do a very convincing job at confusing people, which is awesome. There was just some hilarious outcomes to some of these setups, and I was like crying from laughing so much, and even everybody in the movie theater was just laughing even a minute after it just happened. It was just brilliant. Something's funny when you can make the entire audience laugh for that long. So yes, pretty much as a comedy film, it does succeed because it just makes you laugh at the stupid things that happen, the funny things that happen. It succeeds at being a comedy film, I'll tell you that. The Jackass crew just know how to fuck with people brilliantly. They've done it for so long now, and just some crude and hilarious acts. It's just awesome. Unfortunately though, I do have a few cons, so yeah, let's just get to that. Let's get them over and done with. I feel that the story sort of didn't work. I mean, yes, it's nice to have a story, but it didn't click with me. Because when you watch a Jackass film, it's just full of pranks and the stupidest fucking things you'd ever imagine. But when you put like a story in between these acts, it takes you out of that. It's like watching a proper movie, and then like someone like taking your attention away, and then you go back to the movie. It's just you sort of get lost. And a fiction story in a non-fiction world, it feels odd. They even try to make the story sort of emotional sometimes, and it was kind of odd, and I don't understand why. It didn't really work for me. There was maybe one scene where the emotional side of this movie worked, like you felt something, but yeah, it didn't really work, and I didn't think it was really necessary. I honestly would have been happy if it was just an entire movie of Bad Grandpa doing like fuck-ups, but I do understand that they did need some sort of plot to sort of carry it along. It's just that when you get the scenes of Bad Grandpa and the grandson in the car together, like talking and acting in character still, it just feels weird, because they're just fucking with people, but yeah, it's just it's very confusing. I'm sorry. It's very confusing because, yeah, like I said, non-fiction world, fiction story, and they try to combine it. Yeah. Like, these people are real life people, and the story is fake, so it's hard. So I'm just gonna end it there. When the movie first started, there was a few setups that I felt weren't great. Like, they didn't make me laugh. I mean, I sort of saw them, and I was like, these are just kind of awkward. I don't really know where the funny in this is. Like, I wasn't getting any laughs out of him, so I was kind of worried for the rest of the movie. But pretty much as soon as the road trip starts, that's when all the funny shit starts happening. So yeah, keep with it. Because even the audience members weren't really laughing at those first few setups. They weren't laughing until after the road trip started, so just stick with it. Don't lose hope, guys. Don't lose hope. Whatever you do, stay away from the trailer of this movie. Stay the fuck away from it, because it just gives away some of the better gags in this movie. Like, I unfortunately watched this trailer before the movie, and I knew pretty much half of the movie because of the fucking trailer. So whatever you do, stay away from the trailer, and you will probably laugh a lot more than I did. I have a real beef about trailers lately, just giving away too much. It's getting fucking annoying, and it just ruins films for me, especially comedies, because they feel they have to give away all the funny shit just to make people go and see this movie. Just stay away from it. Whatever you do, just stay away from it. Alright, so those were pretty much my pros and cons for the movie. Like I said, it was a great comedy if you don't see the trailer, but it's still a good comedy if you do, but you'll be spoiled by some of the better laughs. But don't worry, there's still some great laughs in there besides those trailer ones that I was caught by surprise by. But yeah, just stay away from the trailer, just watch it for the grandpa gags, don't care about the story. It's just, the setups can be hilarious, trust me. So yeah, I'd recommend this movie to all the comedy guys out there. If you've seen previous Jackass movies, you'll probably love this. Although it doesn't have all the, crazy stunts and all the crazy shit from Jackass, but it still has some hilarious moments, and the reactions on the people's faces are just priceless. So yeah, if you do like comedy, I do recommend you see this movie. But hey, the pros and cons, you can decide for yourself. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed my review of Bad Grandpa. But have you seen Bad Grandpa? What did you think about the movie as a whole? And if you have any questions about Bad Grandpa that I didn't listen to this review, please leave a comment down below as well. And as always, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like me on Facebook if you want to see more. Alright mates, thank you for watching my first film review, and I hope to see you back here again. Alright, thanks guys, m8t5 is bloody out of here.